it would be kind of fun to apply my makeup on one side of my face the way I normally do, and then on the other side of my face, I'm gonna do kind of like the trendy way to apply makeup these days. Clean girl, kind of looking a little bit differently than I normally do it. What inspired this video is that I had someone comment on one of my videos and she said, you should try to do your eyebrows lighter. And she said, it might make you look younger. And I tried it and I actually really like it. I have all my products here. It's gonna be really fun. So stay with me and let's get started. So I'm gonna try really hard to make sure this is split equally down my face. I've never done makeup like this before, so it's gonna be interesting. I think I'm gonna do like the trendy viral makeup this side and then my normal this side. And then at the end, we're just gonna see what it looks like and which we like better. So I'm gonna start with my Physicians Formula bronzing drops. And actually this is all I'm gonna put on this side of my face. So this is the trendy, my normal. I already have my sunscreen on all over. I think sunscreen is something that we all equally agree is important to do. So no matter what, I wear sunscreen. Whether that's trendy or not, I'm gonna always wear sunscreen. Sorry, I did not realize my microphone was not on. So now my sound might sound a little bit different. But like I was saying, I'm just gonna build this a little bit, really get that bronzy look on this side of my face so we can really see the contrast between this and my foundation over here. When my daughter was doing my makeup, I think it was the e.l.f. bronzing drops that she used, and that's all that she put on my face. So it was trendy because she's 13 and she knows. Okay, so I got that on. So on the other side of my face, I'm gonna do my foundation. And I have my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. I love this stuff so much. This is like my holy grail because I'm really oily. So this is what I would use when I just like need something really good that's gonna last all day. This is what I go for. And this is gonna be quite a difference between glow versus very matte. We're gonna see which looks better. I can already tell you which one I think looks better. It's kind of hard to rub this in when you're only doing half of your face. I'm trying not to get it over here and it's a little bit hard. Trying to make just that straight line and then blending it. That is on. You can see the difference. Definitely much more bronzy, glowy over here, and then much more matte and neutral over here. I love this side way better. I don't know if I like that so much. On days I want to be bronzer though, I like that, but this is my thing. This is my go-to, and I just think that looks so pretty and smooth and nice. So we're not only going to use different products, but I'm going to do application a little bit different as well. So I know with the trends, concealer definitely is like a dot here and then a dot here. And that's kind of the new thing. We don't do a ton underneath. My side, I still do a ton underneath. I feel like I need to do some here, and then I kind of just carry it all the way over. And I like to go right up to my lash line and make sure I get really, really far up there and then really carry it over. And then I kind of do a little bit of a lift out here. And that's how I typically put my concealer on. So we're going to see which one works a little bit better and looks better. Don't my eyes look so weird? Look how different that looks. I'm going to pat it in just with this end of this brush, and then I'll blend it more with this side. So I'll start just patting this. And this is how I typically do it. I pat it all in, really bringing it up to like my temple right there. And then on this other side, I just kind of blend that a little bit more. Stab myself in the eye. That's typical too. Oh my gosh. So that's what my concealer typically looks like. Let's try this side and see. So I'm going to dab it again with this side of the brush and see how far it can transfer over. Really got to get right in there in that corner. And then just applying it right there, I feel like we can still create a little bit of lift. I think that looks pretty similar actually. And maybe this is a good lesson that I don't really need a ton of concealer. I just need those 2 dots, and that kind of covers, pretty similar to this. Maybe not as much, but we're pretty close. I feel like I am still a little dark right there as opposed to over here a little bit lighter, but it's still not bad. My eyes are watery, so I'm struggling a little bit with this side. Okay, we got concealer on, so you can just see kind of the difference there. With my red nose, you can see how much more red it is on this side opposed to this side. I'm gonna put my foundation on my nose no matter what I do. So even if I'm going for the trendy or my typical, I always go to foundation my nose just to make sure I get that redness covered. So I'm using my Essence Powder Foundation, and this is in Soft Tan, and I just do a little bit on my nose while that's wet with the foundation or the glow. I gotta cover the redness no matter what. So I would do that either way. You can still see the line from the foundation versus the bronzer, so you can still see that difference, but I gotta get rid of that redness. So I even went as far as to get different kinds of powder. So I have my translucent powder that I'm loving, that I typically do. And then I have pink because I've talked about this before that I'm over the pink and I want my translucent now. I should switch these sides. So there we go. So the pink is going to go over here because that's more trendy right now. I love my translucent, just kind of more neutral shade. So I'm going to put that over here and we'll see if we can even notice a difference. We'll start with my translucent side. These are both Wet n Wild, same exact powder. This is just the translucent shade. So I'm going to just dab it right under my eyes with my triangle puff. I know a lot comes out, but it does blend in, especially with my oily skin. I feel like I always need a lot of this. And I'm just going to do a little bit on my eyebrow because that's what I typically do as well. I feel like I get really sweaty and like oily on my eyebrow for some reason. Okay, so there's a translucent powder all over the face. That's how I would typically do it. I feel like that looks pretty good. Let's do the pink on the other side and just see what that looks like. I'm running out of this pink stuff. I got basically the same amount. And we're gonna just go under my eye. Okay, I can totally see a difference. Can you see that difference? How much more neutral that looks versus the pink? You can see the pink. That is so interesting. I can definitely see it in my mirror right here. I can really see the difference. I'm gonna apply a little bit more and just kind of all over my face again too. Now you can see just a little bit. They're similar once they're really blended in, but for sure this side looks way pinker than that side. Wow. Let's do some on my forehead. So oily. Even over that bronze, like those bronzing drops, you can just see the pink. It's interesting how different that color and that shade looks. We're supposed to go to dinner tonight and I'm sure I'm gonna have to redo my makeup because I look like Two-Faced right now. Okay, so the pink powder is on. So let me know if you can see the difference. I think I can. That's so weird. You should try this sometime. Like see the difference in some of your products. I do like the translucent better. Okay, next let's do eyebrows. So I'm gonna use my Viseart eyebrow shadow. I always mess this name up. Eyebrow palette. And I'm gonna use a really light shade and just do my brow. I just did one of these yesterday and it was really light. Maybe this one. And I'll show you. I already have kind of the dark blue tattoo. And so I'm just gonna go over it with this and it just neutralizes it a little bit, but it doesn't really create a lot of depth. And we're just gonna use this angle brush and just kind of go over it just a little bit. I might actually do a little bit darker shade. This is like the lightest in the whole palette. I mean, you can see it's just barely getting a little bit on there. But I do kind of like this. I kind of like the lighter brows lately. I don't know. I know that is a trend. I've heard like lighter eyebrows is a trend, but I do really like it on me. I might go into maybe this one. This is just a little bit deeper than here. See if I can just do a little more coverage. I didn't get my brow pen because I really just want to see the difference in the color and the shade of the brows. I'm going to do just a little deeper, maybe this one right next to it. Okay, so that's really all I need for my eyebrow on that side. And that's what I've been doing. I really like it. I don't know what it is. It does make me look younger. It makes my face look fresher, I feel like. And I've been really liking it. So my typical side, what I have been doing before all this is kind of more of a deeper red. This is the KVD brow powder. I don't know if this is available anymore, but I'll link something really similar. And this is in the shade Walnut. I have like kind of red hair now. I've dyed my hair just a little bit. It looks black, but it was supposed to be red. So I'm using a little more red shades. So I'll use this and just go over my eyebrow like normal and show you the difference that we're getting here with this one. This is quite a bit deeper. By the way, today is Black Friday. I have a goal to do Vlogmas. So I'm going to start on December 1st. So make sure you subscribe to watch for all my Vlogmas videos. I'm going to do one every single day and it's going to be fun. So make sure you subscribe for that. Okay, the brows are done. So what do you think? This is really interesting. I can see that this one obviously has a lot more of an arch as well versus this. And I didn't do that on purpose. I just kind of filled them in, but you can definitely see the difference. So interesting. We'll see what it looks like when the rest of the face is done and kind of which we like better. So next I'm going to do bronzer. So for this side, I feel like bronzer is just kind of, mainly with this side, it's kind of more clean girl. It's kind of less makeup altogether. So I just have my Ulta Sculpt and Glow and I'm just going to use this whole palette. I'm just going to use a little bit of that. More of the hotter, brighter pink is kind of trendy, and then highlight, which I don't wear. So I'm not going to put highlight on this side. So I'll do all of these and then we'll see what that looks like versus the other side. So first we'll do some bronzer. I really love this palette. This is a very, very pretty palette. Very just simple. Reminds me of Hourglass. It's really good. I'm just going to start doing a little bit of bronzer here. One thing I want to do with the blush too is I want to do it kind of lower and just kind of see down here what it would look like versus how I do it, really raised and up here. So we'll do the bronzer first, do it on the forehead. That's pretty typical. Jaw, I feel like most people do this. This is kind of a trendy thing. Oh, hi, kitty. But then the blush, I really want to try, I know what's been trendy before is doing it lower. So I just have this flatter brush and I'm going to put it down here. And we're going to see what that looks like versus it really raised. I don't know. I still don't know if I like it that low or not. I feel like it definitely provides a different look. It's kind of like that boyfriend blush that used to be a big trend. And I really liked that at the time, but I feel like it makes my cheeks look too fat. Like it fills them in too much. I like it raised so my face looks a little thinner. That definitely makes my face look thicker and bigger if I put it right there. That's good to know. And then I'm just gonna do a ton of highlight. I don't wear highlight because I'm so oily, but we're doing the trend. So put a bunch of highlight on up here. So there's the cheek on that side. That blush is really interesting. It really does make my face look whiter. For this side, I love my NARS, so I'm gonna use my NARS Laguna. This is the 03. It's a little bit deeper, but I'm not scared. I like deeper bronzer. And I like to do it really raised. And lately, I used to do it clear into here, which I still love that look, but lately I've been really stopping it kind of right here in the midpoint and keeping it really on the outside so you don't see a lot of it when you're looking at me. I feel like that makes my face look a little thinner. So I'm gonna keep doing that and then I'm just gonna raise it up to my forehead as well. My bangs in the way. And then one thing I'm gonna do on this side is I'm gonna sculpt my nose with it just a little bit. And I'm not too precise with this. I just kind of use my brush and go along the outside. And I think that looks good like that. I love this bronzer so much. It's so pretty. And I'm gonna do my jaw. So that's what I would do for bronzer. Let's get some blush. So the blush I got is a lot more neutral and that's what I'm used to. I really love just neutral, warm tone, kind of earthy blushes lately. I got this. This is the About Face liquid blush and this is in the shade Grand Prix. It's like a really dark brown, but I love it. And you just need a dot or two. And I'm gonna put it basically on my temple right there and use my brush and just blend that. Look how much pigment that gives. These About Face blushes are so good. You gotta try one. And I just wanna keep it right out here, even into like my eyelid, just a little, just really keeping it out there and raised. How interesting, how different that looks. Look at that. The way I typically do my face products is I really keep everything like right here. Versus over here, I have it down, I have it all around here. This is where I like to put it just to keep that raised look. I think that's really pretty. And that's what I would do. That's how I would do for complexion. I'm gonna spray my face over here. Typically, I sometimes spray my face with setting spray, but I get so oily, sometimes I just skip it. But I'm gonna spray it over here because that's what's cool. That's what's trendy. As if I don't have enough glow, we're gonna add some more. I am so glowy. Look at that difference. This is so fun. I love this video. Okay, so for eyeshadow, typically I wear a lot of eyeshadow. I kind of do my halo eye, the dark, the smoky. I love that stuff. This side, I'm going to do something trendy where we don't really wear a lot of eyeshadow and sometimes people wear more of a pink. I have this Rem Beauty liquid eyeshadow. This is in the shade BRB. And it's more of a pink, and I do not wear pink eyeshadow. Like I stay far away from it because I just feel like it makes my eyes look like I'm sick and I don't wear it, but I feel like it's quite trendy. So I'm gonna put some of that on this side and we're just gonna do a little bit and just kind of blend it upward and put a little color. But other than that, like we don't really wear a lot of eyeshadow these days in the trend world. So I don't need much, just a little bit of that pink to see what that looks like. But yeah, I do not wear pinks much at all. But I know it's kind of a trendy thing, kind of that rose gold pink color. And it is pretty. Maybe I should wear it more because I do like it. I think it's a pretty shade, but I stay way far away from pinks typically. And what I'm going to do actually on top of this is I'm going to add some shimmer, which I typically don't do. I don't wear a lot of shimmer on my eyes at all. I don't love shimmer. So I kind of just like matte, which I'm going to do on this side. But for this side, let's do some shimmer. So I'm going to use my highlighter in this palette and just apply some on my lid. Yep, there it is. There's a trend right there. I think I'm growing out of shimmer a little bit and glitter. I just don't love it anymore at all. Kind of interesting. There's the very much trendy shimmery eye with the pink and the glitter and the glow, which it looks nice. It looks pretty, but it's just not my style anymore, you know? So let's do my style. Let's do this side. I'm gonna do my eyeshadow with my e.l.f. little palette. This is in Cold Brew. I love this. They're just mattes. They're basic. This is like all I need. If I were stuck on an island, I would just need this. I'm gonna do this lighter shade. Just do a little bit of my crease. And then I want to go into the deepest one with the little brush. And I'm going to just add a little bit on this side. And we're going to do a halo eye. So I'm going to do a little bit on this inner area. And I really like to kind of begin with the darks because then once you blend it all, the darks blend out and they blend in really nice. I don't like to end with the darks. I start with the darks. And you just keep building. So I think that's looking good already, but I'll do just a little bit more. Just kind of creating that shape that I want. I really don't go far out of my eyebrow line. And then I'll get a fluffy brush and I'll go back into this first or the second shade. Just kind of meet them in the middle with that one. And that's a really good way to just blend those together. And then I'm going to use another little brush and do this lightest shade. Just go right there on the lid. I love how pigmented these light shades are in these little palettes. They're so good. Look how much coverage that gives right there. I want to use this other color too, so I'm going to go in with that. It's a little bit warmer. Okay, that's looking good. I'm going to do a little bit underneath, probably this one. We'll do this third one underneath. Just to give a little bit of definition under there, but not too much. Okay, I think that looks good. So that's how I would basically do my eye. Look at the difference, the lift. That is so interesting. I know I keep saying that, but this video is like blowing my mind. Just the difference in makeup, how different it can make our faces look. So for this side, I'm being brave and I got some eyeliner. I know that's kind of a trendy thing and typical. You know, we use liquid eyeliner. I have this Milani Stay Put liquid liner. I never use liner over here. What I would do actually to line this side is I would just use my darkest shade in my palette and I would just get a little brush here and just kind of line. I already have tattooed eyeliner, kind of just line over it with eyeshadow that's really dark. That's all I typically do for liner, typically. I don't love the dark liner with the liquid. It's still trendy and still in, but it's just not my style. I like it a lot more soft like that. So that's what all I would do there. This side, let's try this. I'm really scared. We're gonna do just a little bit of a lift out here. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it right there because I don't wanna touch it anymore. I feel like that's good and it's lined and we're good. So I'm gonna leave it there. For mascara, on this side, I'm gonna use a primer because that's kind of trendy and viral using a mascara primer. This side, I'm not gonna use a primer because I typically don't. So let's apply that first. I just have this Tartelette Tubing Lash Primer. I really do love this. It really works really well. I kind of forget to use it. I need to use these more, but it does work awesome. You know, one thing I forgot too is I was gonna curl my lashes. Let's see, I have my eyelash curler here. Let's see if I can just hurry and curl them with that primer on. And then on this side, I never curl my lashes. I just put mascara on and I'm good. But we're going viral over here. So we got the primer, we curled them. I'm gonna use my Essence Lash Princess on both sides. For this side, I'm just gonna do my top lashes because that's kind of more of a trend, is just doing the top. You saw when my daughter did my makeup, she did like 10 coats of mascara just on my top lashes. And she's like, no, we gotta add more. We gotta add more. It was so funny. If you haven't seen that video, you should go watch it. It's really funny. And then on this side, I'm gonna do what I typically do. I would do top and bottom. No primer, just throw it on. This mascara just in general surprises me every time. I feel like it's so good and sometimes I forget about it and I put it on again and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Like, look how good that mascara is. I'm gonna apply another coat over here because that's what the viral girls do. I guess it's trendy to have really thick lashes, but just on the top. One thing I've noticed is the lighter my eyebrow is, the more it makes my eye stand out and kind of pop, which is really interesting. But I've noticed that on this side, my eye kind of feels a little bit lost because my brow is so dark. My eyes really stand out and pop with my eyebrows lighter. It's really weird, but I did notice that too. Okay, what are you thinking? This is like so crazy to me. So the last thing is lips. I'm going to line my lips. I typically line them anyway. I'm gonna line them on the side, but on this side, I'm just gonna do a glossy balm because that's very trendy right now. I have my ColourPop Fresh Kiss Balm. And let me think. I might wanna do this other side first just to make sure we don't get any transfer. So I'm gonna line over here how I typically would. This is just a ColourPop liner. And I do like to overline just a little bit, especially on the bottom. Just do a little bit right here in that corner like that. I don't really go right down in here. I just do right on the Cupid's bow, right on that little arch. Really pretty like that. And then my favorite lipstick of all time is Thanks It's MAC by MAC. I love this shade so much. It's described as kind of like a pinkish silver nude. I just love it. I feel like it just goes with everything and it's so pretty. And it's not too shimmery. It's kind of satin, and I wear it all the time because I feel like it just looks so good. Okay, on the other side, we're just gonna apply some balm. I'm just gonna use this ColourPop Fresh Kiss Balm. This is in the shade Caramel Latte, which I do love this balm too. I feel like it does really smell good and feel good. But there's a time and place, you know? There's a time and place for the lipstick and the liner and then just the balm. But it is really pretty. We are done. You gotta tell me what you think of this. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit and show you both sides. Okay, so here's my typical side. And here's the viral trendy side. Typical, trendy. How interesting. Okay, you gotta tell me which side you like better. I honestly like my typical. Maybe it's just because it's what I'm used to. This one, my eye feels a little droopy. I want my eyebrows a little bit darker. So I feel like in between these is probably the sweet spot where it's good. I don't love all the glitter here and the highlight. I just feel like that it's not matte. It's too shimmery and it's just kind of glowy. I love more matte looks like that. But I feel like I can get away with this. You know, I can go to the store, I can go to Costco looking like this side and I'd be fine. Okay, so tell me what you think. This was a really fun video. I gotta go upstairs now and figure out how I can fix all this so I can go to dinner. Or I might just have to wash it all off and do it again because I don't know. I don't know how I can combine these to look like one normal face because I look like two-faced right now. Let me know what you think of this video, and that was really fun. Thanks for coming along. Make sure you give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and I really hope you subscribe. Watch for Vlogmas coming up. I'm going to be doing that. It's going to be really fun, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in my next one.